It's definitely not extremely late at night.
Of course not. Yo, boom, nah. Streamline pod. Yo, real quick intro. I already had this pre-planned. Tell them about that Matrix shit you talked about.
Oh.
No, I'm serious, y'all. Quick 90 minutes. Like we're gonna try like edge out at 90 minutes. This podcast. We can do it. Hurry up. Go. Matrix.
Sort of preface
Be
this.
funny.
This is a Snapchat that I sent to both Ant and I also sent it to Ryan. And I'll get to his response in a second. But it was talking about, I was listening to a podcast, and in the podcast, there were a bunch of comedians, and one of the comedians is like, yeah, I got a really tiny pee hole, so I pee longer because the hole is smaller, so it doesn't come out as fast. Mm-hmm. And that was funny to me, and then it made me train of thought, not high thought, but kind of a high thought / shower thought.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, whenever I pee, it makes the exact same like tune. You know what I mean? Like it has the same cadence, it hits the same high notes, and like it's always the same. And in my brain, I was like, does that make you think that like we're in the Matrix and the developers have only installed up to like Unreal 1 and they're using the same sound effect just repeated for different things, like when you walk through water and puddles and shit in games back in the day, how it was the exact same noise every time. You know, so that was where that train left, and then you responded back.
I did,
and I believe you said something along the lines of, sorry, I'm high, so this is recollection ain't great. The recollection of what you said was, I didn't think about that directly, but it was more so the fact that it's all the same like units built in the same spot, so it's kind of like we're copies of each other. So that makes you more so think that we're in the Matrix. And I was like, see, that's what I'm saying.
Because of the scene in the Matrix where they're all coming out of the pods, like they're made in the Matrix.
Exactly. So I was like, you know, like the P thing is just a byproduct of your thought followed up on. So
I mean, yeah. But for all that, it has nothing to do with P then.
Well, no, but it's just a part of it. It's built the same.
It's the part of it, yes, but you emphasize so much of the P part about like cadences. And...
Well, yeah, you told me to do that fast.
No. Then you did, and now we're reviewing.
Oh,
this is why we're talking about it.
We're reviewing the work. My bad. Okay, cool.
This is now we're putting everything on the table to have the discussion about it now that it's been presented.
Cool, gotcha. I've never made a podcast in my life before. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's how it works.
But no, that was what I thought. So yeah, the cadence and the musicality of your piss. It's like a song, if you think about it. Like it's around, I mean, at least for me, 30-45 second song that I always know where the high notes are gonna hit and when they're not. And then sometimes, like in my brain, I'm like, if I push harder, I change the song.
I will say, you made history as the first person I ever heard that related the sound of pissing to a song. So
I mean, it's
that.
Is that an easy thing to compare it to? But like, kinda like it's like a beat. You know, it's got its own cadence.
P beat.
I guess title
in the P note. So. Even during the TikTok, I was like, I don't even know how to respond.
I mean, it was Snapchat too.
Whatever.
It was my original thought.
Kids in your social media,
using your ticks and your Tim Tams and
right, all on the MySpace. It was once you started going into Unreal Engine, I was like, okay, this.
Listen. Well, you got to think about it, because in the Matrix, the movie at least, it's like a computer simulation being fed into the brain.
Right.
So in my mind, I'm relating it the exact same way, but using the terms that we can understand by comparing it to the Unreal Engine 1 because, it's so long ago. It's not the most updated, but it got the job done,
Of course.
And that's what our current version
Unreal
of the
Engine,
Matrix is doing.
So was Unreal Engine the Matrix or is it Dix?
Unreal Engine is the software or the software that the Matrix is running.
Oh, I thought you said we were running Unreal Engine.
No. I really hate if this is someone's first episode. This is the worst.
It's someone's first episode.
God damn it. I swear it's not like this always. But yeah, man.
Kind of. A little
it's
bit.
not always like, you know what I mean? Yeah, it kind of is. No, it kind of is. Yeah.
It's around that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's similar.
Fuck. But other than that, and my high thoughts, how's your week been? Because we do the life update part. We can do a little quick life update.
Busy as hell.
You're over there. What's the name of the dude that goes har 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 har? Tim the Toolman Taylor. That's who you are.
I have to say, who the fuck is that?
Santa Claus.
Another man. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I've been putting Brendan's room together. So we painted, then I built a crib yesterday, and today I was building a dresser. Tomorrow I have to go back and fix the crib because one of the screws is messed up. But and now she ordered like a bookshelf, so I put that together. I just been in this room with a toolbox and a drill, just putting together furniture.
Gotta love it.
That's really been my week, on top of work and all the normal.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That's been it. That's my week.
It looks good so far from the couple pictures you sent of like the room. So
listen, man, it better.
Yeah. You ever think about it's kind of funny you're making all this stuff and it's like for the baby, but the baby doesn't understand at all what's happening. It's kind of funny. Like it's just like, this is your dresser and your bed, and he's like, the fuck is all this shit? Like,
yeah, he's just in there looking around and getting in the way and jumping around. Like, now he can and now he can like crawl really fast, so he'll be across the room very quickly. He can stand. He hasn't taken steps yet, but he can stand up straight.
Okay. Oh yeah.
He can jump. Like, that threw me off. Like,
he can jump before he can walk?
Yeah. I mean, you don't gotta take a step. He can go up. He can't go forward.
I was just like, my brain's like, you think that it would be the other way around for some reason. I don't know
why.
He
can jump forward. He doesn't have the coordination to walk, but a jump is just like a motion. Like, he can just jerk his body and jump and move. I could be laying there. Like, that took me by surprise. I'm laying there on my back one day on, I don't know, the bed or whatever, and he's just sitting up next to me, kind of like perching himself up on me, just kind of holding himself up as he stands up. And I no lie, he just looked me dead in the face, and I was just like, "You just said," and just like dive bombs onto my gut. And I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Like, out of nowhere. Like,
I'm the king of the hill now. Ugh.
I'm like,
down the freeze frame and as he's dropping the album.
Pop on pop for real, man.
Damn.
So
good. That's funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
It is. It's a baby can drop the elbow. He's gonna be a professional wrestler.
Well, I mean, he act like one, jumping around and throwing things, and he'll just throw shit. Like, he picked up the little remote off our bed one time, and he just made a noise. He was like, and it just went flying. I'm like, the fuck you doing?
That's amazing.
So
that's dope.
That's where I am now.
Yeah, man.
That's been my week. Actually, what about you?
My week's been interesting, I guess. I've been up every night, probably around till 2 for the past week or week and a half, probably. Texting some person specifically. So that was pretty cool. I'm extremely tired. You can't tell.
I am very tired.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a
been a
good
late
time.
all week, just like you.
That's literally all I've done this past week, and I've felt shitty about it because I would just do that every single night, and I would be like, I'd play like Overwatch until maybe like 11 some nights with like friends, some, and sometimes just solo queuing, and I'm like, damn, my life is texting this person and playing Overwatch. One of the things is good, the other one is kind of sad.
How? It's the middle of the night. What else are you gonna be doing but
Sleeping.
Well,
that.
Yeah, I'm saying, but you're already preoccupied doing the other
True.
thing. So you're
But it's also
already
like,
up.
I'm just like, I'm not doing anything, like I'm not doing anything. And that's where my brain's just like, you should be doing something.
Like what?
I don't know. And that's the shitty part.
Until
you know what I
then,
mean? Well, that's my fucking connection is like, I should be doing something, but I don't know what that something is. It could be working on something like animation based, because I haven't done that in God knows how long. I could be drawing. I could be reading one of the millions of comics that I have backlogged. I could be playing a game that I've never played before. Like, I have all of these things that I'm just like, so Overwatch, and then just that for hours. And it's not like it's not fun. It's just like, come on, man.
Take it from me. Sometimes you need to just like turn your brain. Sometimes you just need to be unfocused for your own mental health. Don't put too much on your plate if you don't need to, especially if you're used to doing that.
I don't know if I am.
Listen, I'm just saying this,
but
you know how much I would like to sit and be like, I could be doing something. The alternative is a lot too. It's a lot to think about.
It does really suck. Like when I come on here, I'm like, I played games all week, and then you're just sitting there like white knuckling, like, I haven't touched a console in years.
Video games. What are those?
Yeah, but I don't know, man. It's been slow, to say the least.
I just revel in the fact that like I'm happy that I've played so many video games up to this point in my life that I'm still qualified to do this podcast.
Oh yeah, 100%. I wouldn't know half the shit that people are talking about. Also, I don't remember the names of the studios even when I'm not intoxicated. So there's that.
Listen, man, but somehow we do it every week.
Hell yeah, every single fucking week, and we should start it right now.
Right now, spoiler alert, I'm playing the game. Start the show.
All right, I'm gonna. Yeah, lucky number 13. I don't know what episode this is. It might even be 113.
Is it?
That'd be really funny if it was. It is.
Of course it is.
Episode 113, lucky number 13, edit in at 13 minutes.
Let's see if I remember that.
13.
I'm gonna be like, what was the number?
This is all in the podcast. Who you kidding?
True that.
That being said, I believe it is me this week, so level up, gamers, and welcome back to another week of the Save Before Quitting podcast. As always, I am joined by my lovely co-host,
me,
that guy right there.
Right,
he's blurry now for some reason, and now he's not.
That was strange.
I am Chris, and we do this every fucking week, so we don't talk about piss every time. Trust us, we swear. If you got this far. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. You can follow us over on Save Letter B. Number 4, quitting. Every single thing, it's the same. Look it up. It's a good time. Letter B, number 4, easy. 4. Remember that. 13-4.
Throw up the faux side.
That. Also, you can shoot us an email. Say before quitting, fully spelled out. BEFORE. Quitting. And you can send us emails about questions and comments and sponsorships if you'd like, and I don't know, fucking insults. Insult us.
Insults, we'll take it.
Yeah.
We will take it.
savebeforequitting.com, fully spelled out. Pick up your merch options that we got in the store, like this one right here.
Beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous,
forgot I was wearing it until that moment. It's good. It's good. It's very comfortable. It's great to wear to the gym. It's great to not go anywhere in. And that's anything in between those. It's also great to wear there too.
Yeah.
So,
anyway,
all facets of life. Wear it to a wedding.
Do it. You'll be underdressed, but you'll be the coolest looking one though.
And make sure you turn around because it says our @ on the back. So
yeah,
that
people totally pick up their phones like, I have to visit this.
I need to look what this thing is. They wore it to a wedding. It must be important.
It must be important.
Yeah. And then you can also go to our Patreon, patreon.com/save4quitting, just like that, titty gang. Yeah, we do 2 podcasts extra a month. I completely forgot to edit the Patreon podcast.
All right.
Well, it's not like I was doing anything last night at all. So, shit.
I just assumed you had it in the tuck or something.
I just assumed that I did it.
Maybe you are getting too hot.
I wasn't high last night, and you know why.
Yeah, true.
So it was just bad brain. That being said, the Patreon podcast is going to be live tomorrow with this podcast as well. So you got 2 coming out the same day. 2 will be coming out next month. We're going back to the 2-a-month thing just because we were catching up for December. This coming Sunday. Sunday is a football day. I don't know. People are football people, but
I think we should push that.
We should push it.
Usually, like our usual, whenever we do it during the week.
Okay.
Obviously, that day I'll get on earlier than 10 o'clock at night. But
true. So we're not doing the 29th.
No. To be announced. We're gonna do it during the week, though.
Okay.
A weeknight.
All right, we'll figure that out when it's not 10:30 at night and we're speed running this.
Right.
So yeah, keep an eye out for that. You guys can, if you are at the maximum tier of the Patreon, pretty much you get to come on this podcast that we're recording in the past, but it will be live on Twitch, and then it'll get posted in the future when it's present.
Word. Time. Things. Past.
Time
present,
bandits.
future. That's who we are. Clock stoppers.
I don't know any other time movies.
A Wrinkle in Time?
Wrinkle in Time. I watched that. I hated it. I'm sorry. I
don't even know if I've seen that.
It was corny. That being said, Ant, which I think I might know the answer to this question.
Oh, you know.
Do it anyway.
They know too.
What did you play this week?
Nothing. I played with my toolbox. That sounds like an innuendo. It's not. I literally with an actual toolbox, and I wouldn't consider it playing. I was just way too bogged down by doing shit around the house. Yeah.
I feel that.
This week just wasn't gonna, there was nowhere I could fit it. Every night I'm up late, kind of like you just said. There was nowhere to fit gaming.
Just texting.
Well, that's you. In fact, if I was texting anybody late, it was you, because you were the one still up.
That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah.
So that was that. I did download Hi-Fi Rush, which we'll get into later, and the GoldenEye remaster to my Xbox.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward.
How much is that?
I don't know, Game Pass.
Oh, it's on Game Pass? Shit, I might go grab that myself then.
So that's that. What's my segment? My Steam wishlist segment?
Yeah. Did you add anything new to your Steam wishlist this week since you didn't get to hit any of the buttons? Any buttons?
I feel like I did, and I'm trying to remember now. I'm about to look at the wishlist now.
Does not look like it's on PC Game Pass for context. Damn, sad. Also,
I added a game that we're supposed to play together.
Oh yeah. Did we say that? I think we've said it, haven't we? Or no?
Did we? I don't remember.
I don't know, man. It's been so long. I feel like I also haven't seen you in like 3 months too.
I know we gotta rectify that. It was supposed to be this week. Beginning of the week, I was like, we should do it this week, but this week just.
And then I had plans, and then I didn't have plans, and then we recorded the Patreon podcast, and then I was supposed to edit it, but I didn't.
We're on point, but somehow we're still getting this out to you every week. We're fitting this in for
That's
everybody.
Consistency.
Need it bad. I did add other stuff though. A game called Renane. I'm trying to remember what this is, if it would let me click it. It's like a, what is this?
I don't
Action platformer.
Okay.
You know, my usual shit. There was another game I put on here. It was Renane.
You can sort it by date added, just so you know.
I knew that. I didn't know that. Gestalt, Gestalt, Steam and Cinder.
All right.
Which is another one of those. It's like a Metroid-y kind of side-scrolly game. I found them all, and it's called another game called Elsie, which is like a Mega Man-esque type game. But
that really one sounds familiar to me. I don't know.
I feel like that was on something, some kind of showcase or something. But I was on YouTube. You know that one video. He was on G4. Gerard Khalil.
What?
His name is Gerard Khalil.
Was he on X-Play?
I think
so. I didn't watch X-Play. Yeah.
Oh.
The new X-Play I didn't watch.
Heavyset guy, big beard. He goes by that.
Gerard the Completionist?
Yes, the Completionist. That's what I meant.
Gotcha. I know. I'm good now. Sorry.
Yes, the Completionist. Him and his team are developing indie games now.
Oh, dope.
He's partnering with indie studios and producing games now.
That's awesome.
And those 3 games I just mentioned on his channel, he was talking about these 3, and they all looked like my shit. So I put all 3 on my wish list.
That's really cool. He just recently did a bunch of videos with the Game Grumps. Like,
he's always
maybe at the beginning of the month, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the whole week was just like Gerard episodes, and I was like, this is really cool. But now I'm like, why didn't he advertise his game like on the show?
I don't know. But on his channel though, he has a whole video about it.
Hell yeah, that's pretty dope.
That's Elsie, Gestalt, Steam and Cinder, and Renane. Renaine. So check those out if you are interested, or go to his channel on YouTube, and he has a whole discussion about them.
All right. Well, I guess speaking of Gestalt, Geralt, I picked up The Witcher 3.
The Witcher 3.
I'm playing it on PC. Mouse and keyboard so far. I think I'm going to switch to controller, which I might have to restart the entire game to do that, just because I got past the entire tutorial. So I wouldn't know how to play the fucking game if I plugged in a controller now. So that kind of sucks. But it just doesn't feel right on mouse and keyboard so far. I feel like it's one of those games where like it just feels better in the hand on a controller, third person over the shoulder type thing like that. So I just wasn't having like an amazing time with like the fighting and the fight mechanics. I was like, this would be so much easier to set up in a controller setting, in my brain at least. So that was one game that I picked up. I didn't play much, but I played a little bit. I also played a little bit of, where the fuck was it? It's on the Xbox app. Hi-Fi Radio. No, Hi-Fi Rush. I'm dumb.
Hi-Fi Rush.
You just brought it up. I played it for about 2 hours today after work. Really good. Kind of shocking, being like a game coming out of nowhere from that studio who makes like pretty much only horror games. This game is animated so fucking well. It switches in between 2D and 3D at the beginning and then stays 3D for at least where I've gotten to. The talk bubbles are really cool. When it's not a cutscene, it looks like very Persona-esque. where they're like the heads at the bottom left of the screen talking to the characters and whatnot. The comedy has been really good in it because it's very subtle. It's not like super
In your
hokey bullshit. Like there's a couple jokes that are like, come on, but like they hit still. Also, it's just gorgeous. Like the style of it. Music, phenomenal.
Oh, it would have to be.
Watching the Xbox showcase, which we'll talk about obviously later, maybe a little bit less of this game just because of this segment now. But it didn't really, I couldn't tell what the music was like in the presentation just because they were talking so much about it. Because, you know, when you're gonna shadow drop a game at midnight the night that you fucking announce it, you're gonna want to talk about what the fuck it is, and I get that. But
it wasn't even midnight. It was out like 2 hours later.
Oh really? I thought it was out at midnight. Damn.
Nah.
That's crazy. But yeah, man, it's just really fun. And it's also extremely accessible, being a rhythm game, which is surprising.
Yeah.
Like they don't force you to do the rhythm stuff. It pretty much like you do your base level damage just by clicking your buttons or whatever, you hitting the button on your controller. That is always going to be like damage no matter what. And then you just get a little bit extra damage if you're doing it on time with the beat. And then you can also line up combos where you go in between left click and right click, or probably L and R on controller. And when you time it to the beat the right way, it does different like special moves and shit. You can also unlock like ultimate abilities where after you charge up after a long period of time and you're getting your streak going, you hit R on PC and it unleashes this ultimate attack that does really good damage that you have to line up with this circle that closes in on the screen and click when it closes. Yeah, it's really fun. Amazing voice acting as well. I can't say enough good things about this game.
I was highly impressed just by the trailer. It was like, okay, here we go, because Xbox needs one. Like,
oh yeah.
And I like the fact that it's not something that's ongoing. It's not something we've seen before. It's something totally brand new. And if it gets it, I want this to catch so bad, just so that like Xbox just has one for themselves. You know what I mean? I'll be highly disappointed if at some point this comes to like PlayStation. It's like, because I just want them to have their own thing.
I feel that entirely. This is, I could see this being like a franchise so far from what I've played.
But that's what I mean. Like I want them to have like
they
a
could
new
do this
IP.
Oh yeah. If they continued with this, and I think they very much could with like the way that the world seems to be set up, 100%. You could franchise this. This could be your next like Spyro. Because like, you know what I mean? Like one of those games that's just like a character that's not one of the more known ones. You know it when you see it, but it's not like one that comes to your brain instantly when you think of games. You know, like you're like, you know, Mario, Crash, all those others and whatnot. But it's gonna be, I think it could be like the Spyro of today, which is cool to me.
Yeah,
especially just from 2 hours of play.
And I think it's refreshing. Like all the main properties outside of Nintendo, if we're just taking Xbox and PlayStation, it's all so serious. It's fucking Forza, Gears, Halo, Last of Us. I mean, Spider-Man, I'll still say it's serious. Spider-Man, Uncharted. It's all like where's like the
where's the fun?
There's no like fun. They're fun games, but you know what I mean. Like, we're the fun characters. I feel like gaming is missing that, and you only get it if you go to like Nintendo. Like I truly hope PlayStation, we said it a million times, but I truly hope PlayStation doubles down on Astrobot. Like
I knew exactly where you were going.
Come out swinging with Astrobot, because you need something like that. Everything don't gotta be like Last of Us or God of War.
True, I agree.
So this is refreshing, and I hope they stick with it.
100%. I really hope you play it soon, just because it is honestly very fucking good. Like,
play it.
Just straight out of the. I can't give it enough praise. Other than that, Hi-Fi Rush, I played a little bit of FPS chess last week on stream with Ryan.
Funny ass clips.
There's very good clips coming out of it. It's funny because he was giving me shit in the Discord. He's like, "Oh, so I see you're just getting clips of you doing better than me, huh?" And I'm like, "Well, no. This is the first stream when you were still on your Steam Deck and you couldn't aim well. Then you download on the PC the next stream, which I haven't gotten any clips from. And trust me, there's a lot of clips of me getting my ass smacked, and I'm gonna get them."
I just enjoyed the clip of him getting hit by the train.
Oh yeah, 100%. That one, and then the hidden in plain sight one is my favorite one, where I'm literally hiding behind one of his pawns, and I just peek out, pop him in the head, 2-3 shots. And he's like, "I'm confused. Where are you?" And my face is just like the whole fucking time, like to stream. And then he finally finds me, I like scream and run away. But
get some followers off that shit.
Yeah, there was someone who hosted the stream. I believe they're actually in my alerts here, so I can shout them out. I don't know if they'll, hear it. But Exodus rated us with a party of 9. And then a bunch of them started following the stream. It was also funny because one person in the chat was like, "Fucking play me 1v1. I'll fucking beat your ass, yo." And I'm like, "Sorry, bud. If I play with you, then I gotta play with everyone. And we have plans to play something else," And then he's like, "Nah, man." And then like other people in the chat were like, "No, play him for real." And I'm like, I'm not getting some random people to come on and play games with me to then smack my ass. Like,
you gotta get that ass smacked.
Like, you're bragging about being good at the game. I'm objectively not good. I just have some experience with FPS games. I don't know how to play chess at all.
Took that guy.
It would have been a fight, probably. It would have been at least a back and forth. But I'm sure that I would lose. That was only my second or third game that I played of it. And I was like,
"Look,
guy."
Immediately.
Yeah.
You're the man.
I guess so. But after that, and all those chess people came in, Ryan and I switched over to a game that I saw on TikTok, actually, called Hypercharge Unboxed. Which
is that the toy game?
It is the toy game.
Oh, I've been wanting to play that. How is it?
It is. Ryan didn't have a good time. I'm gonna put that out there right now. I'm thinking it's because he's on the Steam Deck, and the Steam Deck doesn't feel good for shooting games, in my opinion. And I would assume now his. But we played a free-for-all type game mode where it was like you versus a bunch of bots in a lobby, and so it was me and Ryan and bots. But I was playing really well. Like, I'm not trying to toot the horn at all. I was playing really fucking well. And Ryan, anytime that I had gotten like 5 or 6 kills in a row, you would hear like a different complaint from him. Like, "This is fucking bullshit. What do you fucking mean? You didn't kill me there. That's stupid." And like, "Oh, this person's camping." And I'm just like,
Ryan's gonna love this episode, by the way.
Oh yeah, well, the thing is, I'm gonna clip a lot of it, which is the funny part. But like, I'm just like deadpan staring at the screen because I'm doing so well, and I'm just focusing, and I'm laughing because Ryan's just having the worst time, and I'm like, this is so much fun, headshotting everybody and whatnot. But it's pretty cool to say the least, because there's not only that mode, there's also a PvE mode. And you have like towers that you need to defend, and there's like waves that come at you. It starts off with like some like robot toys that are almost like, like a horde of zombies, and they're not attacking you at all. They're going towards the towers exclusively. And after a couple rounds, different things start coming. There's like this little like slime monster that I would guess be like Play-Doh or actual slime that kids play with. Right. And then you get farther, and then Beyblades start shooting around the place. Like literal Beyblades start spinning around. They actually, on their TikTok, if you go on and follow it, Hypercharge, they have a really cool account where they're talking about it. And someone left a comment, said, "Y'all should add Beyblades to the game." And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about with whatever Beyblades are. We have spinning tops in our game, though." But you look at it, and it's literally a Beyblade. It's a 3D model of a Beyblade. You shoot it, and once it breaks into all the separate pieces of a Beyblade. Like the little top chip thing that's the monster, the top plastic ring, the metal ring. And I'm like, you guys, don't lie to us. But it's fun. It's fun.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Man.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, everybody.
We're all tired here.
Yawns are like attacking me.
Speaking of Hypercharge, if you want to get it, it is $20 on Steam right now. It was $13 when Ryan and I both bought it. But there is a free demo on Steam. So you can go and try it before you buy it. I highly recommend trying it because it's fun. There's a lot of unlockables in the game as well too, where you can unlock different factions, very much like Unreal Tournament style. And then inside of the factions of action figures, there's like lizard people, soldiers, ninjas, and a bunch of other shit. You can go into that and then change the pieces of your action figure to make it more like what you want. So that I was like a lizard person, but I unlocked a T-Rex head. So I put the T-Rex head on the body, and then different arms and a different color paint job and shit. And then you also could choose the packaging that your character comes in as well too.
Oh, you were loving that.
Yeah, I was like, this is really fucking cool. It's a nice, simple game. It's $20. You can unlock everything in game. I think there's like other DLC things and whatnot that you can get. I didn't look at though, but it's pretty fucking cool. I was surprised that I liked it so much. I want to play it more, but not yet. Other than that, Fortnite and Overwatch. Played too much Overwatch. That's
too much.
That's it. And that's everything. That's everything I played this week. So I've uninstalled Marvel Snap and dating apps.
Oh, Marvel Snap. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's bad. Brett is high, and not in a good way. Somebody clip that and send it to Haptic. That being said, it is time for the news.
The news you can use before you snooze. What else rhymes with that? Ivan Ooze. Drinking booze. Win or lose, you choose.
I think that's the only other words that exist.
Good night, everybody.
You wish you were saying goodnight right now. You still gotta fucking edit this shit. Oh man. So yeah, starting off the news this week. Last thing we talked about last week was Biker Mice from Mars coming back. Speaking about coming back, Invincible season 2. Speaking of coming, Burger Bar, little animation that they did with both Mark and I can't remember the name of that alien.
I don't remember
at all. But and it's sad because I literally read every single fucking comic, and he's in a lot of them, and I can't remember. But they pretty much just said that it's coming. What was the date again? Late 2023. So we were expecting it to be maybe around summer, I think. Because
that's what I was thinking. I was like, it got to be like a summertime thing.
Yeah, but
when did season 1 come out?
It's been a couple years.
I don't think it was like cold outside when this show dropped.
I couldn't tell you the temperature that it was outside. I don't know about that. But I remember I loved the show. I will also say I am not sure if this little animated bit is the new animation style or if it was just for this.
Nuts.
Yeah. It's not bad, but it's far enough apart where it's very different than the first season.
Mm-hmm.
Like the shaky cam, and then it also looks like it's animated on kind of like 2s and 1s back and forth a little bit, but it's a little bit more shaky, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I noticed it.
Compared to the way that they did it, which is very much like Young Justice-y for the original season. So, but I'm looking forward to
animation.
I love Invincible. If you have a chance, go read the fucking comic because so good.
It's so much to love about Invincible.
Hell yeah. That's all that is.
Next up.
This is amazing.
Wild news.
It's my favorite news.
It's official. Marvel's Avengers is done. Servers will stay online for the foreseeable future, but no more updates. Every cosmetic will be given away for free and no refunds for those who already paid. Square Enix just said we're shutting it down. The Avengers factory is closed. Take all the free shit you want.
Do you think that Marvel just gives the license to like Insomniac? Like
No.
Like, how many more games do you think need to come out that are bad and Marvel before Marvel is just like, here you go, Insomniac? Because here's the thing: Midnight Suns is apparently good. Not gonna say that's bad at all.
It's apparently good, but I know no one who's playing it.
I know 2 people,
Mm-hmm.
and I've already mentioned them on this podcast.
I feel like it's come out, no one said anything, and then it went away.
Yeah, I mean, there is side news, I guess. Quick one: Deadpool is coming to Midnight Suns, as like a DLC character. Cool thing about it though is that it's being voiced by Nolan North, who did the voice for the PS3 game.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I want to play that game again so bad, but I gotta emulate it probably because it's impossible to play on like Steam or anything. So.
I feel like I have that game in this house somewhere. I don't know where.
I had it because
I had
my
on
buddy borrowed it, gave it to his girlfriend, then they broke up, and then I said, "Hey, get my Deadpool back." Didn't. So that sucks. But
you still have a PS3 in your house?
It's somewhere. I don't think we have the cords and shit for it.
I got you.
Yeah. But yeah, Avengers is shutting down, man. Yeah, I'm happy.
It's you say Marvel should give everything to Insomniac, which in a perfect world, yes.
Yeah.
They just become the Marvel video game studio.
100%.
Which would make them which would make a lot of sense. But I don't think they're gonna do that. I think they're trying to spread it out on purpose.
To see who's best and then give them the whole entire kit and caboodle.
No, because it's Marvel, which is Disney. They want their shit everywhere.
I guess.
You give it to Insomniac, it just lives on PlayStation.
True. Unless Disney buys Sony.
I guess I shouldn't say I don't see that happening. You never know.
Because in theory, Disney would buy Sony in that transaction, right? It wouldn't be the other way around, right?
Sony does not have enough money to buy Disney.
I wouldn't think so. They have a lot, but like my brain is just like the numbers are so big, I can't tell what the bigger number at the front of the big numbers is.
The only company strong like that has who could at least match them or have them talking is Microsoft. Maybe Amazon? I don't even think Amazon.
I don't know. I think Disney is the monopoly of the world.
It would have to be like Microsoft.
Maybe. But yeah, I don't know, man.
Which would be hilarious.
It would be pretty funny. Master Chief is in Disney movies now.
But if Microsoft bought Disney, so now they also have Marvel, so then they're just like, hey, bring all that Insomniac shit over here.
That'd be what got me to switch to an Xbox right there. That would be it. Insomniac goes, I go. Sorry.
You gotta play those games.
Yeah.
But I think they just want this shit everywhere. Like, I think they're willing to take the loss. Not on this. This is a fucking wild loss. I'm sure Marvel was looking at Square like, the fuck is up? Yeah. They will never let that happen again. Wasn't Guardians of the Galaxy Square Enix too? Or was it somebody else?
It was, but I think it was a different part of Square. Like, it wasn't the same like studio. It was like a branch of Square, I think. Because that's why we were all so confused, because I originally said it was going to suck, I believe, back in the day. And because like we saw the studio, like Square something. And then after that, it was just like more good, more good, more good. And I was like, okay, never mind. I take it back.
Yeah, Square Enix. So, I mean, they had that, but I think they even said that it didn't sell enough to be deemed a success.
Yeah,
or which is sell enough for their. Yeah, because that game was like good.
It was very good. So
it didn't sell enough to get. They didn't make enough as much money as they wanted to make, pretty much to recoup. I don't know. You know who I would like to see make a Marvel game? If let's just say the Insomniac thing, they're just gonna do Spider-Man and Wolverine, right? Say nobody else goes over there. I would not mind Rocksteady's take on a Marvel game. I know they got DC. I know they got Batman, and they're about to have Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. But I think their game engine would make a good Marvel game.
Who would you make it of?
For some reason, my brain keeps going to Thor.
I was thinking Deadpool.
I
Not
can
to
see
like
Deadpool.
like bring him back up, but I feel like they could do like a good realistic Deadpool, you know, where it's kind of like an M for mature game, similar to Suicide Squad, and then have like the same like textures and shit and realism, but then like have moments of like going into fully animated bullshit, and like the 3D version of Deadpool's in it or something.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see it having the grittiness of the Arkham shit, but the colorful, the funny shit of the from what we've seen of the Suicide Squad game.
Yeah, that would work really well too. Like, could you imagine how fun that game would be? Like, there would be like a fucking joke in there where it's like, we're in a video game or some shit, like get meta. Yeah. And he's like, you ever hear that game of the one with the fucking little ink kids? Let's do that with your guys' blood. And you have to like paint the room with people's blood by shooting them. It's like, just like Splatoon. And they're like, fucking move on from that. That'd be such a good. Oh.
Then he would make the joke off screen like, oh, Nintendo's lawyers called. I can't say Splatoon. Then he'd come back.
And then he goes off the screen. Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah, some Deadpool shit. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that would happen. Well, I guess I can't say that because
anything can happen, but I don't think that's realistic for a Deadpool game unless like the MCU version makes him back in the zeitgeist of people's mind again.
Only reason I brought up Thor is because I'm thinking of like the Arkham games and how the way Batman moves. He's not like he's Batman, so he's agile, but he's not like super light like Spider-Man.
True.
So I think that kind of chunkiness of Batman would lend itself to like Thor's like
build,
the way he moves and attacks and shit like that.
What about like a Captain America game, but it's set in World War II?
Isn't that coming out?
Is it?
Wasn't there some kind of, remember during that event and it had the Black Panther and Captain America game?
Yeah, but what war is that again? Is it World War II?
It was set in that like a, now I gotta look it up. I don't remember what it's called.
I remember I completely forgot about that because we didn't see shit besides just like a screenshot. Unless there's like pixels moving on my screen, I cannot remember a singular thing that happens.
Untitled Captain America Black Panther video game. The Untitled Captain America Black Panther video game is an upcoming action adventure game first developed and published by Skydance New Media, based on Marvel Comics characters Captain America and Black Panther, setting against an original narrative that derives from. Oh, they got cut off. That was just the. Hold on, I'm trying to see where this takes place. World War II setting. World War II setting was picked because it was a formative era for Steve Rogers, something they thought might be fun to cross over with Black Panther. So there you go.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know who I would give. You said Rockstar, right? Or Rocksteady?
Rocksteady. The Arkham shits.
Did a Rockstar fucking Marvel game, bro?
I would love Rockstar to do something outside of Grand Theft and Red Dead, just to see, because they clearly can make really like expansive video games.
I don't think of like who I would want by Rockstar now. Rockstar, I would like to see.
Why wouldn't they do
a
Deadpool?
DC game? They could do Deadpool probably. Yeah, never mind. I was more so thinking from from the Red Dead like engine. I could see them doing John Constantine from DC. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like,
forgot about him.
Dark and gritty, but it's like spiritual shit and like demons, and that engine would look dope as shit.
Yeah. I just don't think there's a lot. They probably don't believe there's enough what's the word, interest in the character on that
That's
scale.
why John Wick is doing it again. Keanu Reeves is coming back as Constantine, apparently, in a sequel to the first one.
That's dope.
Yeah, it is. You know what's not dope?
I didn't even know that was Marvel at first when Constantine.
It's not. It's DC.
I mean, you know what I mean. DC. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was DC at first.
Yeah. But do you know what also sucks?
What?
Yeah.
What also sucks?
Forspoken.
Tell me about it. I didn't play it, so literally tell me about it.
I'm only judging my statement based off of the reviews that have come out, because a lot of them, I would say majority, have been not good. There have been some that are giving it much better reviews than a lot of the other people.
This one's a little, like, the review stream is a little weird. Like, I've seen like low scores, but then I've also seen like it get like an 8, and then I see people give it a 5. I'm like, it's all over the scale.
I feel like it's a very good C+ game. Like, if you were grading based on, like, you know, essays in high school. But I'm gonna read out IGN's review here, just because I feel like it's the most like middle ground of the ones that I've seen as well. Forspoken review 6 out of 10. Its combat is flashy and fun enough to entertain across its comparatively short RPG campaign, with fights that do a good job of pushing you to shake up your use of elemental powers, even when the overall variety of enemies isn't particularly impressive. So, it looks cool. It's extremely short. It's very tedious, is what I'm getting from this review. And it's not original when it comes to like the enemies as well, which can get very, very boring if you're fighting the same 3 enemies over and over and over again.
As far as the length, I've heard people I've heard talk about it say they've beaten it, like other outlets said they beat it in around 15 hours.
It's not bad. It's just, I don't know, man. I still don't think it looks good. Like,
it looks weird.
I think that like the magic stuff looks really cool. The monsters look cool, but then any character that is a human being does not look good to me.
They look,
and I
choppy.
don't know what it is. It reminds me of like a PS3 era game.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't look like a next gen console game. Like, the effects that they're using 100% are for all the magic, but then like for the people, they're just like, fuck it. And I'm like, what's happening here?
Put a clip up on Twitter, and the game got real choppy in one section, and their caption literally just like, what in the N64 is this?
Jesus Christ. I don't know, man. I don't think I'll ever buy this game. It's like straight up at all. I think it's gonna come free to PS Plus so fucking soon.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was like, I feel like this is going to be free at some point.
Yeah, so quick, man.
At least by the end of the year, you'll just be able to get it.
If not the end of this year, beginning of next year, I could see as well, or just being put on the PlayStation service, like the PlayStation Plus or whatever the fuck it's called. And then like this is a PS exclusive, right? Or am I stupid?
Yes, it is. Wait, no, it's on PC.
It is on PC.
Yeah.
Is it on Game Pass? No, it's on Steam.
No. It's on PC. It's just PC.
Okay.
But man, like, I've been thinking this lately, and I've been trying to be like, kind of hold off on this comment, but like, this is another Square Enix game, and I'm starting to feel like if it ain't Final Fantasy or something, y'all games ain't that good. I know, like Enix, I know they make like the Tomb Raider games also. They made that last trilogy, which was pretty good, the modern Tomb Raider trilogy. And those got praise, and they deserve it because those were good games. Lately though, if I go based on the "what have you done for me lately" thing, they have not been hitting it out the park. Nope. I'd say the last thing they did that got like praise was what?
7.
Huh? Final Fantasy 7. Yeah.
Remake.
That and what? Kingdom Hearts 3, I guess.
I don't
know. No, wait, no, because that didn't get.
Yeah,
people had shit to say about that.
Yeah, people were shitting on it.
So I don't know, man. Square has been. They've seen better days.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I feel like they need like a good game to come out like soon to just like be like, guys, we're still here, trust us.
I mean,
the reason everything else sucked is because we were working on this, we swear.
But they got like Final Fantasy 16 is coming out, but I think that's what I'm saying. I feel like they have their Final Fantasy team, and then the rest of the games they're putting out these like C+ games or something, where you got shit like Avengers that happen, or it doesn't sell enough like Guardians.
It's the crazy part too. Is like it's not bad. It's just not good.
Right.
Like, and that's the shittiest part about it. It's like it's just there. And then when people are given the option to, you know, have their adult money and choose what to pay for stuff, they're not going to go for this when there's a million other things that are out there that are worth your time, even more so.
Right.
For the same price, even. So.
And I was excited about Forspoken.
When it first was shown,
the attacks everything looked good. I did not. Once they kept trying to show I feel like this is one of those games where the more they showed, the worse it started looking, and it was like,
I remember when we watched the first stream for it because it was the actress that played the fucking the main character.
It was called something else at first.
Yeah, that was the stream that we were live. I think we live streamed for it, and we literally were like, okay, this is the stream where it gets the new name. It showed the new name. It showed a little bit of gameplay, and it wasn't terrible. And then they showed a little bit of a cutscene. It was rough, and then they were like, it's not coming for a while, and we're like, well, it's not coming for a while. That looks pretty good from what we saw, and then it was just like decline over the past year,
more and more, and eventually it was just like, what is this game doing?
What is this game? What the dog doing? Yeah. Sadly, Forspoken is mid.
Literally.
Next.
Creator Clash 2. I don't know a lot about Creator Clash, so I need you to fill me in, kind of.
So, Creator Clash,
a bunch of creators fighting each other.
Yeah, it's a boxing tournament. Well, boxing event at least. Hosted by iDubbbz TV. Do you know who iDubbbz TV is? He used to make a lot of videos with Filthy Frank back in the day.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Filthy Frank is?
No.
You don't know Pink Guy?
Who?
Pink Guy.
No.
Ant. Come on, man. Come on.
What? That's not my corner of YouTube, I guess.
All right. Give me 1 second because we cannot continue until I send you a video of Pink Guy saying boss.
What? Just saying the word boss?
Yes, one moment. Here you go. I'm going to send this over to you. I'm going to have to edit this in the goddamn podcast. God damn it.
All right. I'm about to check out this.
I'm so shocked you have not seen Filthy Frank.
No, I've never heard of him. Never once. What? Hey, Bounce. What is that?
You don't know? Oh my god.
What?
Anyway,
I don't know.
Do you know
I've never seen that
this
before.
Is oh my god.
What the hell
You
is
missed
that?
so much internet lore. That's crazy. He was a content creator and now he makes music. You know Joji?
Who? Are you making these words? I don't even know who these people are.
To be fair, Joji is something that you probably should know. He's like more of like a hip hop artist. Like
Just mad rappers, I don't know.
no, it was not rap. It's like more like act like hip hop. Like more like poppy hip hop, you know, like singing stuff. Like he does some rap, but it's more, you know.
So pop.
Kinda, but no. It's weird. Either way. Anyway, the iDubbbz hosts it. Last one did really, really well. This one has an even bigger card, if I'm correct, I believe. Some of those being YouTubers. I'm pretty sure you don't know any of them. Dad. Do you know who Dad is?
I know who my dad is.
Cool. We have Myth from Twitch.
Myth?
Myth.
No.
MYTH.
No, I gotta see it now. I don't know who that is.
Myth is he's a Fortnite streamer that kind of just stopped playing Fortnite, but still people love him.
Right.
Our girl, Alana Pierce.
Hi, Alana Pierce.
Alana Pierce is gonna kick some ass, yo.
That's all I'll say.
There's a couple other here, like I Did a Thing and Fits. Another one that is very funny to me because I'm just like, I don't know what's gonna happen here. Aaron from the Game Grumps.
Of course, I know Aaron.
Yeah. Leonhardt, who is a Pokemon YouTuber. He opens like packs. He was like very big on the boom from like the last 2 years. Crank Gameplays. He did the Unis Honest thing with Markiplier. You don't know what that means.
Don't know what it is.
Marisha Ray, who is among the Critical Role cast. She is one of the main people in there. I'm trying to remember other people that I recognize. Harley Morenstein from Epic Mealtime. You don't know Epic Mealtime?
I've heard of Epic Mealtime. I don't know who that is. I heard of it, Epic Mealtime. I don't like frequently watch Epic Mealtime, so I don't know who anybody is.
It's crazy how your childhood and my childhood are so different right now.
Like,
to me. This is how you feel.
People, like,
this is crazy.
From? Like, I know who Aaron is because he was making content since I was like 17.
Yeah, but so were all the others
years ago. Really?
Well, not all of them, but a decent bit of them.
Who?
At least Harley was. Epic Mealtime was like in 2005, man.
How old was I in 2005?
I don't know.
I was 20 years old in 2005.
Damn.
So I guess I was right there, but I don't know who that is.
2005, I was 10.
See, and this is where the disconnect is. I understand,
but I've never felt it more than right now. I want you to know that, because whenever like you just like we talk about games and you're just like no, but when you say games and I'm like, I don't know what that is, and then you just have that moment of like, you're kidding. I've never had that before until now, which is crazy to me.
Because the difference is, though, if you haven't heard of, like, not heard of, but if you well, no, I understand how you could be in the dark with certain video games. There's a because I was literally
in the dark. I was in the ether of my dad's scrote.
Exactly. But these people, there's 10 billion creators. Like, I don't know these people. I know
these people. What is that supposed to mean?
These creators. I know. You can't use that. I know Chris Ray Gun.
I heard that on 3 podcasts today. Sorry.
Making the rounds. I know Chris Ray Gun, Aaron Hansen, and Alana Pierce. Those are the only people I know from all of this. Damn.
That's crazy, man. I mean, here's the thing. I don't know a lot of these people, but the people that I am surprised about that you don't know, like the Epic Mealtime one is kind of like, come on, bro. He's like the main guy. Like bacon strips, you know? But no. Speaking of Harley Morrison, you definitely know the person he's fighting.
Where is he at?
John, he's at the bottom left before the main event. It's John Hennigan. You know who he is. Johnny Nitro, John Morrison, Johnny Impact. You know.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you know him.
That's how I know. That's why I said it. I said wrestling.
Sure you did. But yeah, they're all, you know, gonna be boxing each other. I'm pretty sure that a lot of the money goes to charity for these kind of things. Tickets go on sale soon. Whoever wins the fight, they're not doing this for money themselves. Like, they don't earn a paycheck. Their money goes to a charity that they choose. So it's a very big event with a lot of charities that are getting a lot of money. So, you know, go check it out when it comes out. The tickets go on sale soon. I don't know the exact date of it, but I'm going to be watching. I don't know how much tickets are. So.
Word.
Oh, well.
Go on.
Next. I watched this partially still.
All right. The Developer Direct presented by
You're going to have
Xbox
to walk me through this.
And Bethesda. Let's let me bring this up.
Why the fuck did they start with Minecraft? Why did they start with Minecraft?
I don't know, man.
Is Minecraft not dead? Like, I thought it was dead.
No, it can't die. People love it. It still gets so many players. Yeah, it started with Minecraft Legends, which is pretty much just a strategy Minecraft game.
Kinda, I guess, yeah.
What more can I say about this? Legends is perhaps unexpectedly a multiplayer action strategy game. Legends will have both a narrative co-op mode as well as PvP mode with procedurally generated environments, which is much of what we saw during this developer direct. So yeah, procedurally generated strategy game in the Minecraft universe. The procedurally generated part is the most interesting part to me. I'm not really a strategy guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have a whole lot to say. I mean, it's Minecraft, obviously. If you know what Minecraft looks like, you know what this game looks like. Except now it's a bunch of building resources and tower defense type stuff.
Minecraft.
So yeah.
I feel like I grew out of Minecraft, and I feel bad about that because I used to love it.
And I never grew in. So
yeah.
There you go.
Maybe that's something we should do.
Play Minecraft?
Yeah. Like literally just play Minecraft. Like base version Minecraft. Because you can install previous versions of the game. Just install like the base version of the game. Just play.
I mean,
it's a nostalgia porn for me. And for you, you're learning a whole new game.
Yeah, true.
We get to build a house together.
Trent loves it. And I'm just like, I don't.
We'll have Trenton in. Sure. We'll make a whole server. Our Minecraft server will be immense and have so much dedicated wham.
Dedicated?
Wham.
What's wham? Oh, RAM?
You're killing me. You're killing me.
That's such a good meme, and you don't know it.
Hmm?
Oh,
you don't know there was a meme that's so popular. I'm surprised you don't know this. And it was at a video game convention at which Mojang was at. And this child came up to the question microphone and he started asking about his Minecraft server. He's like, how much do I have to use to have, how much dedicated wham? And it's so fucking popular of a meme that I'm shocked you don't know it. No. Damn, that's like a staple in video game meme. That's like fuck the Oscars level.
All right, when was it popular though?
Probably 2013-ish, maybe, if not a little bit sooner.
I wouldn't have known in 2013. I wasn't.
You were too busy filing taxes.
I was not paying attention to memes. I mean, memes were out, but
back in my day, memes were just a picture of a velociraptor with top text, bottom text.
I might be even too old for that. I remember. I know.
What do you mean? That was the original.
Listen, I know of it. Listen, how old were you when that dedicated wham meme came out?
I don't know, man.
2013. How old are you?
I don't. Like 18.
It's 10 years ago.
Yeah. 18.
18. 10 years ago. 20.
I mean, technically 18 because, you know, this year I turned 28.
Oh, it's 26. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Fake gamer. See how it is?
Because I don't know what memes are.
You don't know what dedicated wham is.
I was playing games. I just wasn't into like the meme zeitgeist.
Oh man, that's the podcast title tonight. Is Zeitgeist? We said it like 10 fucking times, and I'm pretty sure 9 of them were me.
I think that was the first one I said. Yeah, that was the first time
I've said it like 9 times today.
Well, stop it.
I keep saying it, and now you said it. It's an infection, like The Last of Us, which is the last part of this news.
You're killing it with the
fucking Segway machine. Yeah. Call Paul fucking Blart, baby.
Yeah.
I missed my mouth, my weed, and I dropped it. Next up in the Xbox Showcase, what happened, Dan?
Forza Motorsport, your favorite Cargo Vroom.
Cargo
again.
Vroom.
And of course, you know Forza by this point. It's the most gorgeous looking graphics of all time. Just it's all cars.
You know what's funny to me about these games? Is how horny motherfuckers are about cars. Like, it's just so weird to me. They're cars. Why are you so horny about it that you're like, the rain on the tires, the puddles that you go through, the details of the curvature. It's a car, bro. You sound like the dude who fucks his car, like the obsession thing. You know that meme,
the
right?
Obsession?
The guy that married his car.
A guy married a car?
Ant.
What?
These are like Vine level memes almost. You had
What is
Vine, right?
I'm joking. I know what Vine is.
I would have fucking.
I know what Vine is. I had a Vine account. I never made a Vine, but I remember Vine.
I'm gonna redo a test.
You know what?
You know what I mean? I'm gonna test this house right now.
It's not gonna make me know what the memes are.
No, Tess from The Last of Us.
Oh yes, I know.
I'm going to test this house tonight.
You know what happened after as she was doing that though. So
yeah. Next up, Hi-Fi Rush was good.
It's great, fantastic.
Yeah, game is good. The only thing that sucks is they were talking too much. So you couldn't really hear the music. Go play the game. It's free on Game Pass. It's good.
It's good.
Next up, what was after that?
Elder Scrolls.
What is that?
Elder Scrolls Online Necrom.
No.
Elder Scrolls Online continues with the new expansion, Necrom. Expect a brand new class, the Arcanist, and some terrestrial and extra. What word is this? I've never seen this word before. Extraplanar. EXTRAPLANAR.
Extraplanar?
Okay. Extraplanar adventures. What does that mean?
So like there's different planes of existence.
Oh,
it's like
that kind of
planar.
plane.
Yeah.
I've been
Not
honestly
the ones. I don't know why it was going down, but
no bullshit.
Black Hawk Down.
I've never heard that word or seen that word before.
Well, you have now. In this there's a weird mushroom world that I'm looking at right now. Like slowly watching the trailer. I don't know what this is game wise. This is like Skyrim, right? Yes. Technically.
You'll also go for a jog in Apocrypha, one of Elder Scrolls' lovely hellish realms. Coming on June 5th and June 5th and June 20th for PC and consoles, respectively. I have never played any Elder Scrolls anything.
I tried Skyrim back in the day. I was actually talking about that literally today. I kind of want to go back and try it again. When I was younger and I played video games, I needed my game to be on rails. Like, I just couldn't do a game that wasn't on rails or a first-person shooter. That being said, Ryan was like playing the fuck out of this game, getting every single ending, every single playthrough with different species and stuff, and I just couldn't. Like, I couldn't fathom my brain around it. I also filled my inventory with like plates because I'm an idiot. So there's that. So I definitely want to play Skyrim again, but I don't understand what this is. Like Elder Scrolls Online, in my mind, it's like this is just World of Warcraft but first person, I guess. Then
I
don't know. Yeah. So there's that. It looks pretty for what it is. I just don't have any context of what it is. It also looks like there's a Digimon at the end, for fuck's sake. But yeah.
Last but not least, we have Redfall, which is pretty much the main event of the show. Arcane, the studio that brought us Dishonored, Prey 2017, and Deathloop, is currently working on Redfall, an open world sandbox first person shooter with four player co-op. With some friends, you'll wield appropriately gothic firearms to take down oodles. Well, that's a choice. To take down oodles of blood-sucking vampires. Arcane describes the setting as the largest world yet. While it does look very much like Left 4 Dead with vampires, today's gameplay dive showed off Arcane's immersive sim strengths, meaning there are a variety of ways to take on foes and objectives, with some uncertain outcomes. Redfall is expected on May 2nd of this year.
What were your impressions of the trailer?
I'm glad they mentioned whatchamacallit, Deathloop in it, because I got mad Deathloop. It looks like Deathloop and Left 4 Dead at the same time. It looks like those two games. I don't think the game looks bad, but I'm not as super high as I was. Now I'm just like, I'm interested.
You want to take a hit? Because you're not as super high. Waka waka.
No. Yeah,
Anyway.
waka, indeed.
I'm the worst, we know. That being said, I don't know if I like the look of the game. That being said,
Looks like I'll have a ton of fun with y'all.
yeah,
But if you leave me to my own devices, I'm probably not gonna play a whole lot.
I ain't playing this by myself. Fuck that shit.
Mhm.
You tell me this game ain't gonna have bullshit jump scares in it. You know for a fucking fact that there's gonna be a jump scare within the first 15 minutes.
You know what? This game looks horror themed, but it doesn't look scary to me at all.
No, but they're gonna bullshit jump scare. You're gonna walk into a fucking house and then some vampire's gonna go like onto your fucking screen, and then I'm gonna piss myself promptly. So I'm by myself
Don't-
and a
don't-
bitch.
Don't be a bitch. You can play. This is fine.
Don't be a bitch, then we'll lose a whole series from our YouTube show.
This game looks harmless.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
There's literally a section where they walk into a pitch black house and the only thing that they have is a flashlight.
but
It does
none of
not look harmless.
But none of it looks like scary. It looks like it's Halloween all the time. That's what this game looks like.
Disagree, and we can agree to disagree, because this part right here, not liking it, not liking that I'm looking at it.
But the one where you can only see where your gun is facing. And,
Yes,
and it
hate
has
it.
like the blood words everywhere.
Yes,
This does not look like.
there's literally just a bullshit jump scare that just happened
At what point? Well, I'm
after
not
you go
watching
up the stairs. After you go up the stairs, bullshit jump scare.
Before you go in, do you knock down the wood off
Yeah,
the wall?
play from there.
All right, that's where I'm at now.
It
Oh.
literally just jump scared me. I'm not even fucking joking.
It did?
Yes, and I'm watching it without sound. I'm a bitch.
I'm watching it with sound.
Where the fucking little dude in his leather jacket comes like at your face. It's a bullshit jump scare.
All right, and now I'm going back to that part, and I just turned it up.
I didn't even hear it with audio, and I fucking almost pissed myself, yo.
The audio is scarier than what's actually happening.
Yeah, but that's why it's a bullshit jump scare, because it's not actually scary. It's just that it's that quick bullshit, you know? Ooh, I'm in your face. And that's scary because, you know, there wasn't a thing in my face a second ago. So that's why it's scary.
So if everybody played this, would you play it?
Oh, yeah, I'm only playing with this with people. Because here's the thing. If I do play this, I would like other people to experience how much of a bitch I am, because it's funny.
We should play this campaign together.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I'm down for that. That being said, though, I don't like the way it feels slow.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one thing that I had as like a thing in my brain, was like the gameplay looks extremely slow. I mean, there's this part right here where they're going with like a silence gun, a little bit different in my mind from what I'm trying to say. Like, I'd like this to be more run and gunny in certain situations, because I would feel like it would have to be, but it doesn't look like it will ever be that. And that's fine. It's very Payday-esque almost, too, somewhat to me, like Payday.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, I like the look of it. It's just, I'm a bitch.
I think I couldn't pinpoint it until I read this description, because I'm like, Arcane, what did they make that was like, eh? And then I just read it said Deathloop. I was like, this does look like Deathloop.
Yeah.
So that already is like,
Yeah, I don't hate Deathloop, but I don't love it.
same.
So,
Same.
is it... Oh, God, what the fuck are those popper things? Ew, dude.
The part where, I guess,
Ew, they got blood sacks on their fucking heads. What the fuck? Sorry. This is my first time seeing this, so...
the part halfway through, I guess, where the chick sends out the robot to distract the enemy, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, with the silence gun.
That part reminds me of Deathloop. Some shit you would do in Deathloop.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. This is definitely a day one purchase for me, as opposed to something like Forspoken, because this looks like it's hours of fun with friends. If you want to try and play it by yourself, sure, I guess you could get through it and whatnot. I'm also curious on like the lore of it as well, because one thing with like vampires is like they can't come into a house unless they're invited. I guess like that's like vampire lore and whatnot. And there's that one section where it shows you have like that hub house, but then all these vampires are just in these houses indoors, and I'm like, does that if there's no one at the door to invite you in theory, then you can't go in that house in my brain, you know, like in vampire lore.
That's what you would think, right?
So I'm like, is that a thing? Is it not a thing? Like, what kind of vampires are these? If that makes sense. It's very similar to like The Walking Dead and like, what kind of zombies are these, you know? So that's where I'm more so mentally right now. That being said, there's also a woman that makes a magical elevator that makes her teammates double jump. So why am I asking about vampire lore? So
how do you feel about the gunplay? Does it seem like when they're shooting people, I'm like, it doesn't seem that like as satisfying as I would like it to be?
There's
Enemies
the one
kind of spongy.
Yeah, it's very like Destiny-esque, where like the enemies are just taking the bullets and like still continuing to do what they're doing. There's the one enemies that were a little bit farther back in the trailer that had like those blood pockets on their back. Those I will say looked satisfying to kill, because like when you kill them they pop.
Yeah.
So like that's one thing, but any other vampire that's been shown getting shot at doesn't really look like they're getting affected by the bullets at all. And they're just like standing there getting ready to do their next attack animation, which sure, I guess. But I don't know. I think it'd be cool too if there were other humans in this game as well that you fight. I think there is. I don't know if was that this game, or it was like there's enemies everywhere, but then there's also enemy factions as well.
What other game would that be? I don't know if it was this game or not. I don't remember.
The way that the first trailer, there's the vampires, and then there's like the big boy vampires, like the bosses, and then there's also humans with guns that are in support of the vampires because they want to be a vampire someday. That's what these people with guns are. That's what it was. I was trying to remember like the plot element of it, but yeah, man. Also, the guns don't look that cool to me as well. Like what was the description that they said? Like lovely gothic whatever guns or some shit.
Yeah, I don't remember the actual thing.
This just looks like a regular old fucking gun, and then like all the attachments that they show about it, there's nothing like gothic about it. There's like one or two that are gothic themed, but there's not exclusively gothic themed guns like they made it sound. Right. So I don't know, man. It's weird. I'm gonna buy it.
After all that's said and done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a great time. Get a bunch of people to play it, and it'd be fun.
You can use a flare gun. That's cool. Sorry. I'm just like watching this for the first time.
Yeah.
And like
I'm watching it again.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say that the RedFall showing wasn't as cool as Hi-Fi to me.
No, not at all. Hi-Fi Rush is the game of the show.
Yeah, I really feel like there's a part of me that's like, I feel like they should have ended with Hi-Fi, because it's a new property, and it literally dropped at the end of the day after it was live. And while I'm not saying Redfall by any means looks bad, because it doesn't, Redfall is something that you would want to show a chunk of right after you show the Elder Scrolls thing, because it's just a DLC for Elder Scrolls. And then show Redfall. Everyone's like, wow, this is really cool. It's really long. Everyone loves this. We finally get look at it. And then like, but that's not all. Here's a game that we're literally giving you tonight for free.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. So Xbox, hire us. That's what I say.
Hire us and sign the Redfall team.
Hell yeah. That being said, I think that's the whole entire Xbox event. Do we have anything else in the news?
Naughty Dog.
Oh yeah,
president
there's one thing in the news.
Neil Druckmann says the studio has moved on from the Uncharted series and could do the same with The Last of Us. Should it decide not to proceed with the third mainline series. So Last of Us still has some hope, but they have moved on from Uncharted.
Yep. Good. Because I think what was the last one? Uncharted 4, the Thief's End. Like, it was literally called The Thief's End.
Yeah.
It's over. Last of Us, here's my thing. I'm not going to spoil how 2 ends, because I know there's a lot of people that are still playing through that now, and also the show being out, just starting for the first time. With the way that ended, I want more.
Yeah.
We don't need it, but I really, really want more, because in my brain, I don't think that it gets better. The situation. I don't think anything gets better, and I want to see how it doesn't get better so much. Like, I want to see it's like when there's like a car crash on the road. Like, you can't look away.
No.
You know, you see that shit and you're staring at it until you're fucking past it. I want to see what happens next, and I need to see that train wreck, because in my mind it's only going to be a train wreck, but at the same time it could also not be, and that's the crazy part. It's like there's no definitive this is what's going to happen for 3. So
they did leave it at a point where it's like they could pick this back up, or you're just stuck with what we gave you and that's it.
Yeah. And I'm fine with that too, because that's what they were hinting at least with Ragnarok, that without even spoiling anything in the game, before the game came out, they were like, this is probably it. It's Ragnarok. What are you going to do after that?
Right.
And people are like, what do you mean? You can't just do 2 games. Like, it's got to be a fucking trilogy or blah, blah, blah.
It doesn't, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes that could be it. That was the experience.
And here's the thing with God of War. I think it's in the same boat of Last of Us 2, where it's, if they wanted to, they could. If they didn't want to, they don't need to. The way it ended is beautiful, and that's it. That's it.
Let them do some other shit. Like Naughty Dog, Uncharted, and Last of Us. What else is Naughty Dog doing? Well, that was pretty much it lately, right? Like, if I was Naughty Dog, if I took myself out of the gamer seat for a second, if I'm Naughty Dog, I'm like, all right, I want to fucking play. Let's make something else. I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah. I was just laughing there for a second because you said, if I'm Naughty Dog, and my brain visualized the sentence and there was a comma after naughty. If I'm naughty.
Listen, dog. If I'm naughty, watch out.
I fucking lost it for a second because it was literally just like white font and black screen in my head, and then all you see is the comma just show up after naughty.
Listen, if I'm naughty, dog.
If I'm naughty, dog. But yeah, before we get into the last bit, which we're going to talk about, The Last of Us 2, there was another story that I forgot to post in here, but we talked about it a little bit on Instagram ourselves and whatnot. Adult Swim.
Oh man, that's right.
Adult Swim came forward with their usual black background, white font, and told us that Justin Roiland has been pretty much cast out from the Rick and Morty team after the alleged domestic abuse. And is it also sexual assault or just domestic abuse? I think
domestic abuse, but then there were texts that came out from him.
Yes, there was other shit too.
Sexual assault.
Sweet, not sweet, but sweet that I was right. I guess I remembered things today. But yeah, he's been removed completely. But they also did announce that season 7 will still happen because the team is hard at work at it, and there's no reason for an entire show to get canceled based off of the actions of one person. That being said, it's going to be weird.
I don't know. They're gonna recast the voices.
Yeah, which isn't hard.
I don't think it's hard. It's just that style of voice was very distinct to that person.
It was pretty much just his voice, just straight up. with like a little bit of like a grunt to it for Rick, and then obviously a little bit higher pitched for Morty. But like he also voices a lot of other characters in the show too, so like no matter what, you're gonna hear his voice. That being said, I'm also coming to the terms of struggling with if even I want to even fucking finish High on Life now because of this now too, because it's literally just his voice the whole fucking time.
You know, he left that company too. So Squanch Games, he left those people. Yeah.
So I don't know how to feel. Obviously, I feel bad because, you know, a dude that everyone thought was great turns out to be a shithead, which is, you know, it happens more often than not nowadays, which is the shitty part. But I mean, I'm glad that he's being held accountable for his actions, which is neat. Yeah. I was also funny because the other co-creator, Dan Harmon, he I don't think it was recently, but he had some shit that wasn't great about him as well, but it wasn't anything like directly as bad as domestic abuse or sexual assault. Right. His thing was of the regard of like he had like a crush on a person who worked under him, like he was their boss and had a girlfriend at the time, but then was also giving like special treatment to the girl at the job that he liked and shit. And he's since come out and did like probably one of the best apologies ever. Like for like one of these types of situations where like men are the absolute fucking worst. And it's just shitty to see. I don't know, man.
Of course.
So they're coming out with season 7. I don't know if season 8 will even exist.
They said they have plans still up through season 10.
They have plans, so that doesn't mean it's going to get greenlit, though.
Well, I think they signed a deal.
Really? I thought it was like a season by season thing, and they just have like it written out for that long. You know what I mean?
I think that's why, because I read they're committed up to season 10, and I think that's why they're pushing so hard to say we're recasting. We're not going to stop. Rick and Morty is still going.
So then here's my question. Do you change the voices, do you think? Do you do something funny in the show that causes their voices to completely change to something else?
I do think they'll do some little cheeky, like, oh my God, our voices are different now type thing.
Yeah. It's like the fucking Fresh Prince thing with Aunt Viv.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they're going to do that. But like in my brain, I'm like, you gotta change their voice entirely because people just doing an impression of Justin Roiland is dumb to me because that's just his voice. His voice is Rick and Morty.
Yeah. And
you need to change it entirely in my mind. Like you can't, I don't want any trace of him left on what happens later. Obviously seasons 1 through 6 aren't going to change at all. And that kind of sucks because now you can't really go back to them and be like, there's nothing wrong with these at all. But yeah. You gotta watch Rick and Morty starting at season 7 to be like politically correct about it now. Not even politically correct, but you know.
They find some way to redo the very first episode and it's just completely different voices.
That'd be cool. I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens, but yeah, man. Sad. Speaking of sad, man. Speaking of sad, yet another motherfucking segue. This is the spoiler section of the podcast. If you have not watched The Last of Us on HBO, or if you have not played The Last of Us video game and you do not want to be spoiled, this is the part where you can head out of the show. Because we don't have any questions to answer in the chat. We'll literally end it right after we're done talking about this. Thank you for being here. Follow on all the socials and stuff if you didn't already. Let's get into it. Spoiler warning is over. So good.
I'm gonna just say it. I said it in the Discord. I'm gonna say it on the podcast. This is the best video game adaptation to TV or movie, period. Overall, this is the best video game adaptation ever, period.
100%. And the crazy part about that fact that this is, because this is not a debatable thing. You can't debate this. This is the best.
Yeah.
Currently. Obviously, in the future, things can get better, whatever. moving from that, they changed so much and for the better.
Yeah.
Let's just start from the beginning. Let's start from the very beginning, episode 1.
Right.
We start off on, both episodes do the same thing with a cold open that is phenomenal.
Yes.
Episode 1, we start off on a TV show in around probably 80s, I guess you could say. I think it was.
Yeah.
It looked very 80s talk showy. With 2 scientists on a panel talking to some host guy. And they pretty much explained how this is going to be different from the games in that whole segment, basing it around, it's like a fungus now instead of spores.
Yeah.
So it's not transmitted through air with in the game. Obviously, this is a spoiler section. So in 2, that spore section of the game where Ellie kind of just tanks through it and shit because she can't get infected and other people are all getting infected. It's not like that anymore. It's based around a fungus that grows in the earth itself and then becomes a hive mind together with itself over what it takes over. And it leads to this conversation. They're very jokey in it. Yeah. And then the guy just gets super... He's not even being dismal about it. He's just being matter of fact about the facts. He's like, yeah, this is a thing that could happen. This is how it could happen. This is why it would happen. This is what would happen if it did happen. And then as he's explaining this just with facts, everyone in the crowd and the studio audience is just becoming more and more somber. The host is just taking it more seriously. No more jokes or anything. Yeah. Fucking amazing.
It started off super lighthearted, then became engaging, then became deep.
Yeah. And then we get the intro music. Guitar. Acoustic guitar leading us into the show. Then we get to Joel and his daughter Sarah. So many details in this. So many Easter eggs to the game as well. We don't have time to get into that, obviously. But the way they retold this and the way that I immediately just accepted these actors as the characters that we saw in the game, insane. I didn't question Pedro Pascal as Joel once, even though I love him as Pedro Pascal himself. I don't see him as Pedro Pascal. I see him as Joel, which is the thing. If you can look past this is this person, that, you're doing an amazing job.
Incredible job. He's the perfect Joel.
Yeah. The first gory scene that we get in the show is the neighbors, the old woman.
Oh yeah.
After Sarah's done her, going and got Joel's watch fixed and doing some errands around town. Meanwhile, in the background, all the fucking news reports are kind of going off, and they keep turning off the radio. There's also
subtly missing all the cues of what's happening.
Just living her life, and turning the TV off at the wrong moment. And all those reports some of them are about bread, and how the mold was or the fungus was spread. And it was so cool how Joel and Sarah avoided it by accident almost with the breakfast that they were having. They were going to have pancakes, which has wheat in it, but then didn't because whatever. And then Joel was supposed to pick up a cake for his birthday, but he didn't.
He was going to get it the next day.
So
Sarah at the neighbor's house helping them make biscuits or bread.
Yeah, they were making biscuits outside. She was force feeding it into the grandma's mouth, which was kind of weird.
Which is how she got it.
Yeah, she got it from that. And she went over there, she got the cookies, but didn't eat any of the cookies, which those would have had it in as well because flour. And then comes back and the fungus is really gross looking. And while the people are eating other people like zombies, are they eating other people? Because I can't
biting them for sure. Because old dude was on the floor, remember?
Yeah,
at the back door, and he had that bite mark in his shoulder.
The bites seem to be more so a way for the fungus to get into the body, and then after that, it seems like since the fungus itself is like a hive mind, it needs to feed all of the bodies, and it feeds on humans in theory. So like not every human is turning into a zombie. Some are sustenance compared to some being fully turned, it seems like.
That's what it seems like.
I
didn't see people being eaten.
Yeah. Until the what's it called? The second episode, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, and then everything, it's shot for shot the game.
Yes.
At one point.
It's like
and it's
to the point where you would think it's like overbearing, but no, it's just more impressive every time.
It was the camera angles, the lines of the actual actors, the camera speed was the same as the video game. Like the speed at which it was moving and following, insane. Yeah. All the movements were the exact same. The camera shake was the exact same.
And then we get to with the soldier,
dude.
It was like it was the same shit.
Yeah. Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry.
I cried like a pussy bitch.
But I mean,
fucking wept, dude.
Maybe it's because I just already knew where this was going.
Dude, I was crying at the scene where she was getting his watch fixed. Because I was
already know.
Yeah, that was the shitty part. Like I was welling up at that point, and I was like, "Fuck, man! Like this is more development for Sarah than we got in the game." Obviously,
I was just about to say that. I love this version of his daughter.
Yeah. So fucking good, man. And then Tommy was great too for the short period that we got him. Obviously, we'll get him back soon enough. But yeah, man. And obviously the scene with the soldier, fucking so good. And then the time jump.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. The scene with the girl walking up to the gate. And she walks up and then passes out, and the two soldiers pick her up and bring her inside, and they give her the test.
Yeah.
I thought that was young Ellie at first, like child Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay, that's child Ellie. We're gonna do another time jump in a second. That's what my mind was.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Joel and a bunch of other people, and they're unloading bodies to put into a fire pit to burn the fungus, because that's the only way to, completely kill it. If from people who are infected, but, whatever. And then one of the characters there goes to reach in again, and it's the girl that just was in that beginning part. And Joel has to take this young girl to the fire to just burn her.
And whatchamacallit next to him couldn't do it. She's like, I can't do it.
And I was like, you can't do it. Joel can't do it. What do you fucking mean?
Right.
This man, I don't know, man. It was hard to watch, especially right after the Sarah bit. I was like, dude, like he not just lost his daughter, but in our eyes, in the timeline of the fucking show, just lost his fucking daughter, and now he has to throw a girl around the same age into a fucking fire.
How are they executing the people?
Honestly,
and the girl, and you see that it comes up, and they talk to each other about.
Well, they injected her with something,
so that's probably it.
It's probably like something that makes them go to sleep, or just straight up kills them. Kind of like how you put a dog down at like a vet or something like that. Or it's just a straight up go to sleep and then one to the head, because that's honestly,
I mean, in that world, that's not far fetched.
Yeah, and that's kind of how you do it in this world. But yeah, we get a little bit of Tess and her dealings in the black market of this quarantine zone. Which, do we get much quarantine zone stuff in The Last of Us 1? I don't remember it.
A little bit. You get it in, it's like that very beginning where you see Joel get there, and I'm trying to remember how much you get.
Yeah,
but they were pretty much in and out of there.
Yeah, in the game it was like in and out. In the show, like it really helped paint the picture of what the world is now.
Yeah,
more so than it did in the game, and I like that a lot because like it gave it breathing room. to, fucking explore what this world is. Then they show like the Fireflies or this shitty terrorist organization trying to take down the man, and not doing well at it. That is,
they're annoying even in the show.
Yeah, they're so stupid too. Sidebar about the series itself. Fucking, I saw this TikTok and it was some girl talking about The Last of Us just as a whole, and she's like, the Fireflies are idiots because even if Joel didn't come back to save Ellie, they didn't have a single way to actually manufacture that cure.
Yeah, no.
Like that was just a scientist guy that could have maybe done the surgery.
Man.
They would have taken her brain out, and then they wouldn't have had any single way to like keep it from going bad, I guess, like an orange.
Like an orange.
But they didn't have
You're
that.
right though.
And it's funny to me because then it's also like, in my brain, Abby is the best character of Last of Us because she's, doing the right thing and getting revenge. But I'm also like, she was also a part of the shitty terrorist organization that her...
Nobody's perfect. That should be the overall theme of Last of Us.
Abby's the best though. Can't wait till they get to that time period. But yeah, man. We get introduced to Ellie about halfway through the episode. Bella Ramsey is great.
She's fantastic. I had my reservations about her at first. I was like, let's see. Not that I thought she would be bad.
Yeah, I just don't know her.
Yeah, I just didn't know anything.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, all right, whatever. But she's killing it.
So good.
She's killing it as Ellie.
In the words of Ashley Johnson, she is Ellie. Straight up. Yeah. Like, she's portraying this character, she's becoming her, and it's fucking so good.
Yes. I agree.
But yeah, fucking Joel and Tess make their way. Go grab Ellie. Mm-hmm. Because what's her name gets shot. Can't remember what her name is.
I know who you're talking about.
The really attractive woman.
Yes.
With curly hair, that one.
Yeah, that one.
But yeah, she got shot from some assholes that broke in, but she's Fireflies, so whatever.
She earned it.
They see that dude that Joel was making backdoor dealings with earlier in the episode in the QZ outside taking a leak, and he tests all three of them, and then as Ellie's comes up, goes red, and Joel belligerently murders this man.
Yo, the way he erupted on dude.
Yeah. That's some PTSD right there. Yeah.
A great acting right there. And writing.
So good. It was something that I didn't expect in the least bit. Like, I really thought that Joel was just gonna pay him off or some bullshit, straight up, and it was just gonna be I'll just go. But then when that dude got murdered, I was like, holy shit. And then Ellie's just standing there watching at just how Sarah was to the old woman.
She's standing there watching in shock, but also she's enjoying it.
Yeah, 100%.
She's loving seeing him do that.
Yeah, it's weird with Ellie because it's Ellie kind of likes that stuff. She as opposed to Joel, who's just I do this because I have to. Ellie's I want a gun. Look at my knife. Yeah. I want to do this stuff. I want to be out in the world and killing these things because fuck them, because of another scene which happened in the second episode, which I can't wait to talk about, that I fucking loved. But yeah, the episode ends with them finding out Ellie's bit. That's the first episode. Phenomenal.
Super great.
I was sitting there with tears dried up on my face after the Sarah bit, and I was just like, God damn, man, this is gonna be a ride.
There was a part, I think it was as it was ending, after Joel, the soldier dude outside, that whole part's happening, and I realized that my mouth was hanging open. I'm watching it, and I'm just and I was like, oh shit. I'm so into it. This is so, it's one of those shows you watch, and I'm you just keep telling yourself, this is so
Is this
good.
Real right now? We're in the Matrix.
Yeah, here we go. That's the name of the episode. But but it's there's so many jokes from forever about video game being adapted to TV or movies, but you're watching it and it's unbelievable, the attention to detail. Now, obviously, Neil Druckmann, I mean, Last of Us was already kind of a movie.
True.
Just
gameplay is.
What you say?
Gameplay is. It's kind of.
It's serviceable to what they're trying to do.
Sure. It's not bad at all.
I don't think it's bad.
I do.
I know you do.
Sorry. It's my one bad take that I will die on a hill of. But yeah, continue. Sorry.
But fuck was my fucking point.
I completely derailed you. I'm sorry. Welcome to the podcast where we derail each other. That's really what this is.
It was already a movie. Yeah. Just as a video game. I feel like it wasn't hard. I mean, obviously, just manpower and everything. It's just get it together as a production, I'm sure, as a job, obviously. But I'm sure it wasn't hard to transfer the game script into the TV script.
Mm-hmm.
But they did a phenomenal job. It's such a good job.
Yeah. That was just episode 1. Episode 2 was directed by Druckmann. And it's time we get to see clickers.
More like the game.
Yeah. My favorite part of the whole episode was the scene on the bridge when they were talking about how like young Ellie was and Tess was like questioning her. She's like, well, how did you get bit? It's like, oh, I was in a mall. Like, just by yourself? She's like, and then there's this beautiful moment of acting where you can tell Bella Ramsey is lying. Mm-hmm. And she was there with, I think her name was Riley. I think it was in that side DLC, the prequel where she first gets bit. And like, there's this moment of like hesitation where she's like, yeah, just me. And I'm like, that's such good, subtle storytelling. Like the if you know shit that's definitely going to come up in the future. But like seeing it now and being able to see it, I can't wait until the people who don't know that's a thing end up seeing that. I'm also extremely curious to see how the internet will react when they find out that Ellie is gay. Because, that's going to be a fucking abysmal time.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be like, everyone's going to be sucking this show off until like episode 6, and then 7's going to come out and we get that flashback. And then everyone's going to be like, they're making the video game characters gay.
Do you think now people still do that at this point?
There's literally been news stories this whole week about M&Ms.
Yeah, that's fucking dumb.
Yeah. The M&Ms had to get rid of the M&Ms because they were too sexy.
We can't have the M&M characters that have been around forever.
No. I think they added like, what was the new one they added? Like purple or something like that?
I thought it was green. It wasn't green? The chick? She had like...
No, green is the one they took away.
I thought they just changed her feet. Like she had on heels and they put her in
that
shoes.
Was last year. Last year they changed that she didn't have heels on anymore because that was too sexy to put it like so she has shoes. Then this year they made a purple one. And I can't remember what it was about the purple one, but it was something that triggered people. Mm-hmm. So for a fact that when Ellie comes out as gay in a flashback sequence, people are going to have a shit fit. Because why wouldn't you? As a fucking Republican driver. That being said, it's so good. So fucking good. I loved it. Good. We got a little bit more of the fungus stuff, which was cool too. Like all of the, what was it called? The thing that got me, this is kind of jumping to the end. They mentioned at the beginning that if you step on a root that has the fungus in it, then it will signal to like I don't know if they call them zombies in the show. I think they just say like them. It'll signal them from miles away because it's a hive mind.
Yeah.
Which that's so fucking cool that it's a hive mind fungus living among all of these bodies, kind of like Starro from DC.
I'm not familiar with
the new Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like the star on the face, and then it's the hive mind of all the people. Yeah, it's like the same thing, and that's so fucking cool.
When you see them all on the ground together, like,
and the sun goes over them and it bothers them.
Yeah. It's so much good storytelling sometimes without blatantly telling you the story. Like, just through visual, it's so good at that.
It's also just gorgeous, like seeing that. Obviously it's CG for like the city, but like the scene where they go down the ladder to the street level before the museum with the clickers, like as Joel's going down the ladder, the city in the background, the amount of fucking detail in it is gorgeous. And I didn't doubt it for a second that it wasn't real. Obviously I know it's not, because where are you gonna get a city like that on a time like these? But you know, fucking goddamn, it was so good looking.
The
clickers though, the clickers.
That scene where they're in the museum, I'm like, yo, this is just the game. I remember this part. This is just the game. Oh, it was so good. Also,
the little the person that was like stuck to the ground, all mushroomed out when they were going up the stairs. That was such a little detail that they didn't need to do. But like, I was like, ooh.
But it just adds to the uneasiness. It just, it tells you how much this building has gone through without telling you how much this shit has gone through.
And then you hear it, first clicker noise, and then the clicks right after it. That moment, I was like, here we go, baby.
Yep.
So good. So well shot. Joel emptying out his gun with like the fucking flashlight, and he's like holding it to make sure it doesn't fall. That fucking tension there. Man. And then a little bit of controversy at the end. I don't know if you've seen it. The people aren't a huge fan of the end. Of a specific thing that happens.
Oh, the way they before she drops the I've seen that.
So pretty much what happens is all the zombos are running past Tess because that hive mind that is all of those people don't see her as food or sustenance, because she is in the process of turning as we speak. She's dropping all these barrels down. She's trying to use the hand that was freaking out to strike the lighter, until one of them turns and looks at her and comes over to her, opens its mouth,
and gets romantic.
The fungus goes into her mouth.
The fungus was among us, her.
And people are calling it weird because it was a kiss, but it's not a kiss. It's more than that. It's the hive mind bringing her into the hive mind and accepting her into what she is now.
Yeah.
And it was such a beautiful moment, because not only is she joining the hive mind from just being bitten in the first place, but she's being assisted further into going into it while trying to strike the match with a hand that's telling her not to.
She's fighting
because the hive mind knows what she's trying to do.
She's trying to fight it internally while fighting it externally.
She's literally having a mind battle with a fungus that's telling her not to light this lighter, even though she's just struggling as well because it's not catching.
Shitty.
But like, she's also just trying to do this, and her hands fighting against her to stop doing it. She finally gets it, and she wins the fight with the hive mind and takes out the building. And it was so much better than the game's version of Tess.
Yeah, I agree. Her story, her redemption was
Wasn't it not? Was it even the zombies in the game? I thought it was like people with guns, right?
At that part,
I thought in like the first game, wasn't it like they were in that area of the museum, and then all those people got killed, and it was from like the militia or some shit, like the army that like hosts the QZ zones.
Oh yeah.
And then like they bust in, she's in there with the gun, she starts shooting, and then she gets like shot down. I believe it's that. I could be wrong.
No, that sounds familiar. If it's not that, then what is it?
I think it's that. I like this so much more.
This is way better.
way better. The integration of the fungus, the stepping on the root, and that's what causes the whole fucking horde that they saw earlier to come. Oh, dude, so good.
And Joel looks out the door, sees them all coming. He's like, how long we got? Like, maybe a minute.
Yeah. That was from the game too, cut directly from it. And I was like, there's moments that like give me like flashbacks to when I first played the game, which was back at fucking the original recording space.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, man. It's so fucking good.
Through it too.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Episode 3 comes out this Sunday during Football Sunday. I don't know. I want them to keep doing this show, like, and go into The Last of Us 2, and I want Bella Ramsey to stay as Ellie the whole time.
I hope
like, let her fucking age for, I don't know, 5-10 years. Literally give us like 5-10 years wait in between Last of Us 1 and Last of Us 2 starting, and I'm fine. I don't care. Then Joel doesn't need as much makeup.
They already talked to the girl who played who's our girl?
Abby.
Laura
Bailey.
Yeah. She was all like, she has high hopes for them to have her in it when that time comes.
Yeah.
But it's up to the reception of the viewers. And if that's what it's up to, then I don't think they have any problem. They're not going to have any problems with that.
Oh, no. This is getting so many seasons greenlit. The only thing that I'm sad about is that I know that they're going to want to pump out this series because of how good it is and how well received it is. So I could see them recasting Bella Ramsey for the second iteration where she's more of an adult. If, because time doesn't work in the same spectrum as the real world.
Yeah.
So I could see them doing that, which I really don't want them to, but money, you need money, you're going to get money. There's a part of me that's also like, they need to hire the actress that was the face actress of Dina. Cause like she's been playing through The Last of Us 2 and seeing herself as the face. She's not the voice or anything. She's literally just the face model, but she's an actress. And I'm like, fucking give it to her. Like,
yeah, she's right there.
Yeah. She's a good actress. She just was a face for the game. It's whatever. But yeah, man. I don't have much to say besides was good.
It's amazing. If you haven't watched it yet, what are you doing? You need to be watching it. I mean, unless you're playing through the game like some of our friends are. I understand that too. Getting all your context in order. But it is not a waste of time. It is highly recommended.
I think it's the best thing on TV right now. Well, I mean, streaming TV, but
I'd say that. It's the one, I think that's the one show right now that I'm just like, I gotta make sure I watch this.
Yeah. I need to watch that episode again because I watched it on my phone. Because I was at work today and I didn't watch it last night because I thought I was doing something else. I didn't
watch it last night because I didn't do anything I was supposed to do last night.
Yeah. Remember when I was supposed to do a lot of stuff last night and then I didn't? Yeah, man.
Oh, man. It is late.
It is late. To be fair, we did have like a 30-minute break in the middle there, so it's not as long as the timeline is saying it is, but if you stayed with us this long and you listened to this podcast to the end, thank you very much for being here. Make sure to follow us on all the social media, save letter B number 4 quitting, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube.
Yeah, titty.
We are about 8 subscribers away from 200 on YouTube as well. If you'd like to go and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, because that's the only way we're gonna fucking grow besides YouTube Shorts.
That shit up. Run it.
So do that. Shoot us an email if you got any questions, concerns, comments, insults, or you would like to sponsor a segment like what did you play this week, or the news even if you'd like to do that. And then go to our website, savebeforequitting.com, where you can pick up merch options like this Sonic 2
like that beautiful
logo.
Beautiful hoodie.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna work on some new stuff to do. I have a couple ideas. I was thinking like we could do a Dragon Ball Z one, and then but I was like, what the fuck would it be? and it would just be us as like, you remember like the Newgrounds create your own Dragon Ball Z character type thing.
Oh yeah.
Like it would just be us as that. But then I'm also like, what if like you're Piccolo and I'm Gohan? Or if you want to switch it, that would be cool. I would like to be Piccolo. I just feel like the bald thing works better, mathematically and follically.
Mathematically, physically,
and follically.
Follically. There you go.
Podcast title, follically.
Follically.
Right at the end. But yeah, we got that, and obviously Bitch Made is still around. I just haven't edited the video yet because been a little busy.
We all have.
So there's that.
Stop.
We got some streams coming your way soon. Obviously, we're going to reschedule that Patreon stream to make sure to join up on the Patreon, patreon.com/savebeforequitting. And just keep an eye out for some streams. We got some games we're going to play soon that should be pretty fun to check out. So, yeah, that's about all I got.
That's definitely all I got.
Yeah. Now we have to edit this.
Yes.
And it is currently 12:35 a.m. the morning the podcast comes out.
I'm a sleepy boy.
I am as well. I also have to edit the Patreon podcast and the main podcast.
We got to stop doing it this way. I feel like we're stopping ourselves from adding our flourishes to the show because at this point, it's like, get it done.
Yeah.
But that's on me right now.
Nah. You got a baby that's pinning you to the ground now. That child is abusing you.
He is.
And it's fine. We'll get through this together. Digitally for the moment, because I'm scared of that baby.
Should be. He's scary.
I'm gonna show up next time and he's just gonna give me the dirty look and then just drop an elbow on my head.
He might. He's done that. He's scratched me. What has he done? One time I was saying something to Adrian. He turned to me just unprompted, and he had his hand like this. Then he was just like hard as shit. Like he's strong. Like his hand just came right down. And I was just like, oh.
Gives you a black eye before work. It's like bruised up.
Are you getting beaten at home, man?
Like, hey, did you get jumped? You're like, yeah, you should see the other guy, man. I made him shit his pants.
On. Exactly.
I like we're in the same brain space. But before you guys drop an elbow on your co-host as a baby, make sure that you always save before quitting. We'll see you next week. Probably. Bye. If we don't die from sleep deprivation.
I'm gonna fall asleep right here.
Honestly, yeah, same. Thoughts on just putting this out on Saturday?
You could.
Well,
we could, couldn't we?
I mean, here's the thing. In theory, there's a lot of people that are behind on the show.
Very true.
But at the same time, well, you want to do that?
If we
on a scale from 1 to 10, how tired are you?
12.
Okay.
Yo, there was points during the show, and I know you noticed it, but there was points during the show where I was trying to make myself sit up because I was like, yo.
That being said, the podcast is coming out on Saturday. So if you're listening to this, it was Saturday. I'll put it in the Discord literally after we stop the recording.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right.
Bye, everybody.
That's the best podcast ending ever, where we literally do the behind the scenes of, we're not doing this shit tonight. Go fuck yourselves.
I'm going to bed, yo. Yeah. Life's kicking my ass.
Yeah. I feel you. Mine in a different way, but yeah.
Same. It's all good.
Yeah. All right. See you Saturday.
Yep. Peace.
Easiest decision ever.